Stranger Things Season 5 is finally here, and there's a lot to discuss. Tonight, we're going to give our thoughts on Volume 1, including what the ending means for the rest of the series. Let's discuss all this and more on the Late Night Movie Podcast. Welcome back to the Late Night Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Welchy, and joining me tonight, as always, is Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Hello guys, pleasure to be back. I just remembered I've got like loads of Stranger Things like merch and stuff. I should have worn my thinking cap that I've got from Dustin's little outfit, but yeah, maybe next one.
I don't think I've got anything, so I wouldn't have been able to join you. And also joining us is our resident horror expert, Stephen.
Yes, hello everybody. It is great to be here and to talk about Stranger Things 5. I have got lots of merch, but it's too cold at Chloe's house right now to put on my Stranger Things pajamas or t-shirts. So the Arsenal hoodie will do as an alternative. But you remind me, Annie, I'll make sure that I've got some merch worn at some point in these 3 reviews that we're going to do.
Well, I know I am getting a new hoodie for Christmas, so when we do the finale episode, I'll wear my hoodie.
And I'll just say, speaking of hoodie, I was at Home Bargains today and I saw a guy and he had Stranger Things hoodie and at the back it has the Demogorgon. I don't know where you get that from, but that looks absolutely class. Not that I need another hoodie in my life, but I so want that in my life.
I mean, the Demogorgon is a massive feature of Season 5, obviously, which we're going to get
into.
into.
Definitely.
Of course, the second part is coming Boxing Day. This is by no means a complete review. This is obviously just a review of Volume 1. And the final episode being on New Year's Day, here in the UK at least. We've all watched the 4 episodes that released on Thursday, the 27th of November. But what did we think of them? Andy, let's go straight into it. No point dilly-dallying about. What did you think of these 4 episodes? And I'll also say, I don't think anyone would have clicked on this video if they hadn't seen it already. So I'm going to say spoilers are allowed. This is the warning. Anyone who has not seen Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1, you're about to be spoiled. And that goes for the whole of Stranger Things, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only thing I will not allow spoilers for is the show in London, like Andy, because I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
That's a prequel anyway. That's just more like build up to the story. I don't think that like really ruins anything. You just see more to do with like Henry and stuff. So I always recommend going to watch it just so you get that extra bit of layer to the show. But yeah, I think then it's important to start with the one negative from the show that I thought, and I think it's the same thing that you're gonna hate, Welchy, and it's that whole build up, but who was behind that door that 11 and Hopper was going for, and I knew straight away it wasn't Henry who was behind that door. I was like, oh,
when you say straight away, what do you mean?
Well, as soon as they said, as soon as you find out they've got someone captured in that base, they obviously think it's Henry, don't they, or Vecna?
I thought it was.
I thought straight away. I just knew it wasn't him. Like, I don't know why. It was just a gut feeling. So I was thinking, like, who the hell is it going to be? Especially then when she's talking to the doctor, and the doctor says, I can't remember what she says, but she says she's got like another one of her friends in there or something. But then like that whole reveal of who it is, I was like, who the fuck are you? And then she showed the flashback. I was like, oh no, well, she's gonna be fucking watching this and hating on it so much.
Can I just interject there and say, for once, I have a prediction that was spot on, because I did say in our prediction video that episode will make sense, even though it doesn't make sense now. But I knew the Duffer Brothers wouldn't just leave that. I wasn't in the camp of, I think you said, Welchy, that it was an experiment that didn't go well. The Duffer Brothers are too clever in the sense that even though you might not like that character, I think, personally, the reveal of whatever it's going to be linked hopefully will pay off. But I think it will just be that character. It won't. All the other ones are in the bin.
I might be wrong, but I don't think the Duffer Brothers were thinking this far ahead when they did that episode in Season 2.
Okay.
Unless they did have the whole 5 seasons planned out, I just don't think they did.
The only reason I think is because of whole like Vecna being there from the very start. I do actually.
I also don't fully believe that theory though.
Okay.
That he was there from Season 1. Is there proof of that?
Are they? I'm not sure, but they obviously would have known Vecna was the main villain, surely.
What, because of Dungeons and Dragons, you mean?
Like I feel like with the story, you have your beginning and you have your end type thing that they know about, and you have like potentially your main hero and your main villain, whether that gets introduced in season 1 or season 4 or 5, whatever. So I think they would have known about Vecna.
The only tangible bit of evidence, but it still is a theory, is when Will was on his bike in the first episode of season 1, he sees that figure. Now you could argue that figure is just Demogorgon, but people are also now saying, is that actually Vecna? Because you don't actually see the character, but the silhouette is similar to Vecna. But Vecna and the Demogorgons, if they were like grayed out, they look.
If you can't see the face, it's the same person, isn't it? Because it's just
exactly. But that's the only bit of evidence that is there. But I think that they would have had, as Andy said, an idea of where the series was going. Okay. So I just feel like that episode is so out there that they are such good writers, in my opinion, that there has to be a reason behind it. But I screamed to Chloe because I watched the last episode of Roundtales. I watched the first 3 on the night it came out, and I went, "Oh my god, I'm right! For once, I've actually got something spot on a prediction." So that's the only reason I was happy with that bit, that I was just right for a change.
I will say I'm not totally pissed off Andy. Like, not yet. It depends what they do with this now.
Yeah.
Just showing me her isn't pissing me off. But I'm a bit like, okay, you have to make this work for me. Like, and I've seen theories online, blah 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 blah. Obviously, we'll get to the ending of this, the ending scene in a minute. But her whole reveal, I'm not 100% pissed off with, but it's now made me think they could piss me off. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I just don't like you have this whole show of all these characters there's growth with all of them throughout the entire show. You've chucked in one random episode that's completely different to the rest and shown all like these different people, and then it gets to the last season, 4 episodes in, and then all of a sudden you're showing someone that's only been in 1 episode prior to it, and it's like I know we've got new characters in this last season as well.
Yeah,
but I just feel like it just feels a bit out of place to me. Like you said with that episode, it depending on what does happen, could depend on whether I like that or not. But yeah, I feel like they're potentially trying to do something that we're not gonna like. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I just feel like they're playing around too much with that, and it's like they could have just left that alone. I think it could have been. I feel like there could have been something. I don't know what, but I feel like there could have been something better behind that door that we would have been like, "Oh fuck, so that is serious."
What are our theories with her? Obviously, she was behind this locked door, whatever. Were her abilities being suppressed? Like, is she in that room just her abilities being suppressed like 11 was, or do you think they're using her?
Oh,
because you could argue that everything that 11 and Hopper are seeing, like in that room, that big tentacle thing, is that all just her? Making this. I think it's probably more the latter, that they're suppressing it because they don't like the abilities. But
also, this was the first season that they've got that sort of pulse device that really affects 11 being able to use her powers. And one of the ideas that did go through my head is, have they imprinted something into, what's the name of the other person? Is
exactly,
it
Stephen? No one fucking knows. That's the number. That's the number. Yes.
It's just the fact of that we've only seen it once. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's 8. When as soon as she showed the tattoo, I was like, I now remember you. But maybe did they like imprint that into her mind? So if they get rid of that, will her full potential be unlocked? I mean, also you could argue we'll get on to Will later, but is it a case that something will happen for powers to be completely unlocked that is separate to them being suppressed by the army? I don't know. And I can understand it because there is that little bit of worry, what you were saying, Andy, that you're worried that they're messing around with something that feels a bit out of place. But I don't think we can really fully judge it until we actually see what the outcome. If they get to the end and they're like, you could have that whole last ever episode and 8 being there has no relevance, then that would piss me off because it's like, why are we there? But there's so many different things they could do, so it's just like a wait and see. I think
I just feel like that we could have had more from that character. If we had more of that character throughout the show, and there was like more moments with her and 11, and there was like a proper introduction just with that one character, and maybe if she was like based throughout a whole season, and you see like a connection, sort of growth building with her and 11 throughout one season, and then something happens and she disappears, whatever, and you don't then see her for a couple of seasons, and then it gets to that build up, I'd be like, oh my god, like more shocked by seeing her in there. So I just feel like they could have done it better.
The only other argument I would say is that at that time, 11 had the opportunity to stay with 8, but she then went back to Hawkins to save the guys. So you could argue that her choice meant that they were abandoned. I want to know what's happened between 11 walking away from that group and her being in the lab. What has happened to 8 to get her to that point?
If they spend too long doing that, that's when
I don't think they need to spend a whole lot of time, but just crossing the I's, dotting the T's to get everything to add up, because she's obviously part of something. So I just want to have full information on that.
I think the fact that they showed the flashback of who she was just to remind people who she was as well.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to do that in a team. You shouldn't have to do that on what is meant to be a big moment with Hopper going in there almost suicidal himself with the dynamite and stuff. So it's like this whole big emotional moment between her and 11 and Hopper, and it turns out to be someone that we don't really know much about or care about too much. Whereas if it was someone else.
Have you seen the theories on maybe why she has been brought back? So in season 4, when they're playing Dungeons and Dragons with Eddie, and I think it's Dustin. Dustin rolls an 11, and that doesn't beat Vecna. So he rolls an 11, and it doesn't beat Vecna. And then Erica rolls a 20, and it does beat Vecna. 11 plus 8 is 19. Is 20. Plus
19.
plus 1. Vecna is 1, so you can't plus 1 to beat Vecna. But who else is Vecna? Will,
yeah. I got really excited there. I jumped the gun with 11 plus 8, and then I should have just said nothing really there in that front.
Obviously, we had the big reveal at the end where Will has powers.
Yes, that's so sick.
Will is now finally a character worth talking about.
I know. Yeah,
I need to. There's a lot of things I want to pick holes in this season, but a question about Will: have we ever seen him previously see through the eyes of Demogorgons and stuff?
No, when he's been affected, he's kind of had sort of like feelings that, so like the end of season 4, he touches his neck, and he can feel that Vecna is still alive, even after they think that they killed him in that big battle. He's had also.
The only one I could think of was season 2, when
they're in the
hospital, or the what you call it, lab. They've chained him down. He's essentially been taken over, and the Demodogs are coming, and he says they're coming or something like that. But I couldn't remember if you see it like through his eyes or not.
No, he's possessed by the mind flayer at that point, and you see sort of him in like that real dark room, and then you've got lovely Bob that helps him to overcome that.
Yeah.
But you don't actually, unless I can't remember. Yeah. No, I knew going into this season, because the Duffer Brothers had already said that Will unlocks his full potential, so it wasn't really a spoiler. I just didn't know to sort of.
I didn't see that as a powers thing.
No, I didn't see it as power. I just thought that because it has been a case, even though I've always liked Will, there has been moments of like, I'll use it in different terms. You know, like the Hangover, the guy that gets
Stu.
No, not Stu. You've got the two main ones, and then the guy in the first one that they're trying to find, Doug. And I always felt in all 3 of those movies, he was just like this spare part.
Yeah, because he's always.
And there were at times where, but like even in the second one, he doesn't get missing, but he's not involved.
He's not.
So
yeah.
At times, I've kind of felt like, not to that sort of point, because Will's obviously a major character and has been, affected. The show starts from Will being taken, but I was like, I want to see more with Will. So I think
happy. Everyone was on that page where they wanted to see more from Will.
And I'm happy that this is the season that we actually kind of, you're seeing Will like stand up for himself, because sometimes he just gets kind of rolled over by everyone. And basically,
Vecna kind of points it out at the end, doesn't he? He's like, "You're
exactly
weak." Like,
that's why
you rolled over. So he wasn't say rolled over, but he said you gave in.
You were the
easily.
first. Yeah, you were like the first to roll over, implying almost basically blaming Will for all of the events that have led up to this point.
Yeah.
So the fact that he had that moment, and it wasn't on the same level as what we got with Max with running up that hill last year. That had so many other meanings. But what I love that Stranger Things do is it plays to that bit of, one day stand up for yourself, be counted, and you can do amazing stuff. And there's so many different meanings, and I love that about Stranger Things, and the fact of that, Will is hiding his sexuality. He's clearly, we know who he's in love with, and the fact that he is just not confident enough. I kind of want to get to that point of like tell Mike, even though like Mike's with 11, but we had like that moment in season 4 last year, in the truck where you're kind of thinking like, come on, Will, like say it. So I wonder if we're going to get that this season, but it all depends. But it's great to see him at the lead and essentially not carrying the first batch, but he is at the heart of it, the bright star at the end of episode 4.
I think they've done a good job this time of everyone having a pretty major role. It doesn't feel like anyone's really lagging behind, other than maybe we'll go into it in a minute. But anyway, Andy, sorry, we didn't even let you finish your thoughts on this.
No, it's fine. I think it's there. We'll talk about it. But yeah, so that for me that was the main one negative that I can think of anyway. You guys might mention things that I then sort of agree with, but yeah, I really liked the first 4 episodes. I thought it was a strong start. It was definitely a strong ending to the first 4 episodes as well. I really liked Vecna's entrance. I thought that was like epic, the way they've got that, I don't even know what you called it, but place to hell basically.
Yeah, they call them like the
gateways.
The wall, the gate, whatever.
Yeah.
The
wall that cannot be breached.
So when you see that gateway like opening and you just see like Vecna's shadow to begin with, and he's just like getting closer and closer, like waiting for that to open, it was like probably one of the best villain entrances I've seen
in
a long time.
Someone's put the Undertaker from WWE's music.
Oh, really?
From his entrance. That's fucking cool.
Yeah,
but that whole entrance, he just walks in, obviously shows off all his powers with his, I don't know, group style fucking arms coming out.
It was brutal as well. Like,
oh yeah, the bit where they show his like hand go through
the guy's face.
Like, yeah, that was like, okay,
yeah,
we're getting darker and darker here.
If I also in that point, because like I am quite happy-ish. I thought this was going to be like on par with the same level of darkness season 4. It could get darker, but at least the first 4 episodes are not as dark and as violent on a general level with season 4. Like you've not got people's bones like breaking and that Nightmare on Elm Street horror vibe. It's kind of that they've gone for that they're mature.
This is bloodier though, right? Like the attack on the Wheeler house is bloody.
Oh yeah,
it is. But the moment when Vecna pushes
very
his
bloody,
claws through that guy's face, I feel like that could be the most violent moment of the entire series. I know Duff Brothers they actually said that this season isn't as violent as last year, but has got the most violent moment. I'm assuming they're referring to that piece in the.
I don't think it's
unless there's something. Do you think there's more to come with that?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's true or not, but they've said, or someone has said, there's a massive violent death in this show coming.
They did say that, but I didn't know if it was that death or is they talking about something that's
I think it'd be a meaningful,
more emotional.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what. Yeah, good point. Quite like that. I felt like that the tone every year of Stranger Things has a different tone, and this to me has kind of got a mixture of like some of the humor from Stranger Things 3, some of the darkness from Stranger Things 4, and that general sort of coming of age feeling that the entire series has, in terms of that it's not where season 4 really was kind of, I was like, shit, this show's getting like really grown up now. It's kind of got a bit of balance of both. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I think it's gone the same route that Harry Potter has gone, but I feel like Stranger Things started off even more darker than Harry Potter, maybe. But throughout each season, it's got more mature, it's got more violent, more darker.
You say that. There's some weird lines in this show. There's the bit at the beginning where
especially in the where in the new season,
Lucas goes, "Do you remember when my sister kicked you in the nuts?" And it's like, okay, this is a bit cheesy. And then they're Robin later on in the last episode. She's like, "I love dick," I was like, come on. I get it. It's funny. I laughed. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I laughed at that. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
But I think that it's showing growth in terms of like it being more for adults, those sort of light liners, because they're puns that children wouldn't pick up on, but for adults watching
they're
it,
essentially adults now anyway, like very, very late teens.
But sorry, Andy.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so but yeah, it's just the way that each season for me has got higher and higher in terms of sort of the darker it gets, from season 1 to season 5, and then in the way that they sort of begin this season. And I pretty sure I went back and watched season 4 again before watching these first 4 episodes, because when they sort of showed each character like their introduction into season 5, I was like, fucking hell, especially when I saw Lucas. I was like, he wasn't buffing that last season, was he? Like all of a sudden he's changed into a new person. He's like massive. I know he was like part of the
basketball team.
It's not, was it basketball?
Yeah.
I just like when I first saw it, I was like, Jesus. And then like Dustin, when you first see Dustin like walking through the hall, like thinking, oh shit, is Dustin a badass? Now I know like they've all got that sort of confidence boost, I guess.
Yeah. It's funny that Dustin's hair is now based on Eddie's hair.
Yeah.
Whereas in last season it was based on Steve's hair.
Yeah.
Did you watch? And I need to get onto that in a moment. There's so I want to say about Steve and Dustin, but did you guys watch the recap that they did before season 5 began? Because like you can see like from the pictures of season 4 that the only one that I always say is I agree with Andy with that. Lucas, he's definitely gone to the gym between season 4 and 5. He looks even more hench than before. And in a weird way, I really like Lucas in this season. You know, when I was quite
he's a great character.
Him. Yeah, he.
Oh, you didn't like him before, did you?
I didn't like him. I think that he was a massive dick in season 4. But now I'm starting to think that because he's now back cool with the group and that his focus is fully on
Max,
what it was at the start, these 4 friends. If anything, even though I absolutely love him to pieces, you could argue that the one that would be like the least likable would be Dustin, but it's understandable because of him still processing the grief of losing Eddie, which I quite like. I just don't. There's 2 things. I don't like the fact that Steve and Dustin are not friends, but that's just because I love their friendship. But it also now makes me more and more concerned that are we building because they're going to realize how much they love each other for one of them or both to then be see you later. I'm not prepared
every time a friendship goes through like a rough time in a show, it's leading to a moment where they make up. But like you say, are they using it to have that make up moment and then something happens, or does something happen before they can have that make up moment and then one of them regrets it? So whether Steve dies or Dustin dies.
Steve will call him out on his bullshit. I think Steve will be like, come the fuck on, man. Like,
yeah, I feel especially after he's like, oh, I fell off my bike or whatever, and Steve's like just standing there when he's like listening to Dustin say it to the group. It's like at one point he'll crack and be like, fucking just tell them, like, just let's deal with this together, like, sort of thing.
Dustin has been incredibly mean to Steve, like incredibly mean. Like some of the things that he said, I know they have like that jokey banter stuff, but like there's that sequence in the Hairband where he was like, oh well, you wouldn't understand because you understand nothing, worse to that sort of effect. And I'm like, and you're not saying it as a joke, you're literally like, there's no need to be like that. Like, have you forgotten how much Steve has been there for you in the previous 3 seasons? Like, I know that you're grieving, but like, it upset me because I was like, you're attacking Steve, and I love you, Dustin, but don't.
I think by the end of the season, you'll be fine with them.
Yeah. It's I mean, part of the story. Like, you can tell it's not story arc.
And I'm not saying I'm not criticizing in any shape or form. Like, I love when a show does that. It's just when you've got a friendship that you hold really close to you, seeing that being affected, and that's what they want us to do. So they want us to feel exactly how I just think now.
That's why.
And you know, beforehand I was like thinking maybe not, but it's just as I'm watching, I'm thinking this is I've seen too many TV shows to know when this starts. There's normally one outcome, and that
it's quite funny that Steve's got those sort of relationships with a couple of people, like even him and Jonathan sort of thinks he's like competing against him for Nancy and stuff.
Yeah.
When they like run up the
tower.
Oh, what do you call them?
The massive like radio station, like the pylon. Yeah.
So what's your final verdict, Andy?
In terms of what, do you want a rating or like?
Not rating because it's not finished, but how excited you are, like your overall
I'm
thoughts.
I can't wait for Boxing Day to see the next 3 episodes, because I think these 4 episodes have started off strongly, even with the new characters. Like, we obviously had the Funko Pops come out before the TV show, and there's Derek, and obviously I know Holly was in the previous seasons, but her having a pop figure made it seem like she
A
was going
major
to play
role.
a major role in this one. I really like Derek. Like, obviously starts off as a dick,
Yeah.
but I feel like the way that he grows into his character, I was like, okay, you're actually quite funny. You're quite cool. I like you.
Sucker for that
So
one.
to introduce him,
Robin was like,
yeah,
what?
that's everything. His whole character is really funny. So the fact they've introduced someone new into last season, I was like a bit worried to begin with, but when I saw the pop figure, but the way that they've done it is really good. I also liked when we saw Max in, and I knew it was going to be sort of. I didn't at first. I was like, me and Beth was watching, like, who the hell is that? I don't know if you guys clocked on who it was, but I was like, I said to Beth, I was like, oh, is that Eddie?
Yes,
Like, thinking
exactly. That's
Eddie.
what I said to Tay.
And I got Beth really excited by that, and then all of a sudden it was Max, who was like, oh, fuck's sake, I really thought it was going to be Eddie.
I couldn't work out if it was either. It was in my head. I was like, this is either Max or this is Eddie. I was leaning actually more towards Max, because I thought, like, if they're going to do that, Eddie will come at the very end. I don't think they're dropping him now. But I was wavering because I was like, who is this person?
Yeah, I was exactly the same. And I was like, and then I just had a moment in my head, and I was like, oh, I was like, is it Eddie? And Beth was like, oh, and it was Max. And like, okay, well, it's still cool that it's Max, but she's like still in the show type thing. Obviously, she's in a coma, but
the other thought process that I had at that point, I thought it was Henry luring Holly into a trap, but I was like, but he's already got her in his house, like. So why would he be doing that? Like, when she sees the sign, and I was thinking
it could be
that could
testing
either be somebody else.
Loyalty or something.
Yeah, there was parts I had that in my mind, thinking, could it be that Henry is doing something? But I then quickly was leaning on to, okay, I feel like this is either that person or that person. But you're right, and it was great to see Max.
Yeah, and that whole sort of episode where she's like explaining what's happened and stuff, I thought was really cool. And then that sort of having that sort of moment where she's almost escaped, and then like the music shuts off, and she's stuck in her world. But yeah, the characters, I liked Erica again. Her character I think is funny. Overall I really enjoyed it, and I'm super hyped for the next episode to see where they go, what direction they go. I feel like they've started strongly with all the characters, their development, especially Will and his sort of growth with Robin as well throughout the show. Throughout this season, I really liked, and it's nice to see Will actually sort of, like you said before, Stephen, him standing up to himself, not just in that scene with Vecna and the Demogorgons, but also with his mum, because I feel like for the whole 4th season, she's like just been, I can't remember how they reference it in the show, but she's basically been protecting him, but being a bit too much. And he finally sort of stands up to her as well, and they have their moment. So I feel like he's really gonna sort of next 4 episodes, he's really gonna come out to play, basically.
4 episodes.
Oh, is it 3, 4?
I thought it was 3. It might be 4.
Is there? I thought there was 8 in total. But
so it's 3 in 1, not 4, not 2 in 1. That's great. I'm more the better. But
I think it's definitely. I think it's definitely 8 episodes. I think it's episode 5, 6, 7, and then episode 8 is the last ever episode.
Okay, cool. I'm excited to see how Joyce reacts to the whole. Because we don't know how she's going to react to this new information.
Oh, that whole moment.
I want to get onto the Max bit in a minute, but Stephen, what did you think of the? Oh, Andy, before I do that, favorite episode? I'm guessing number 4.
It's got to be 4, yeah. Just that whole ending, like that whole build up, like them getting into the base. Yeah, and then the whole moment with Will, I was like, I knew something was coming. Like I sort of saw it a few minutes before it was happening that he was going to do something. But yeah, the way that he just like snapped the Demogorgons, like all 3 of them, like the fact that it shows like how much power he has in terms of not just one of them, but the fact that like he puts one arm out, then the other arm to get the other one, then his head goes up, and it's like, and oh shit, he's got all 3 of them
as well.
Yeah. It was unbelievable scene. I think it's like one of my favorite TV show scenes ever. So yeah.
Stephen, what are your overall thoughts?
So, I mean, I pretty much echo everything that Andy has said, apart from the fact that I didn't have a single negative point to say. I loved this whole first batch. Like I love when I say that I loved it. I could have happily sat and then rewatched all 4 episodes again. I mean, I'm not the sort of person that binges, but I literally watched all 3 as soon as I got home from work. And had it not been for another office day, I was literally this close to going, I might just stay up till 2 a.m. But then waking up at 6, I was like, that's not a good idea. And then the fact that I had to watch it yesterday morning. I could have watched it tonight, but I couldn't wait any longer. I wanted to get it wrapped and done. I loved it. I mean, it started and it came up with like November 12th, 1983. And I was like, yeah, boy, it's Bagley's birthday, referencing Stranger Things. So I was like, within 10 seconds, you've made me happy. And I had like my rum and coke in my Stranger Things upside down pint glass. I had my new pajamas on and I was like, I am ready. I actually even turned my Wi-Fi off so I didn't even get like disturbed. I don't do that really for radio show. I don't get any notifications. So I then
don't. Just put your phone on do not disturb?
I could have done that, but I just
whatever I just turning your Wi-Fi connects you to your data. But yeah, I get your point.
No, yeah, well, that's besides the point. I just normally, if I'm watching something, I'm happy because then I can just pause it. But this was like the one exception. I was like, I'm not going to do it.
I said the same to Beth. I was like, because I don't really go, like, I already wouldn't be on my phone anyway. I said to Beth, like, do not be calling your mum, do not be calling your sister. You tell them that you're busy tonight. And she literally put into her family chat, was like, I'm occupied, do not call me.
Yeah. I think, like as you said, sort of all the characters got a really good amount of time. There was no one sort of dominating the other. I will say that in particular, I think Robin so far has been absolutely dynamite. Yeah. I mean, I always loved her character, but I just feel like this season in particular, just like when she talks, I was like, just keep talking. Like the way that she speaks, even at the start when she's like on her radio show, and when she's doing that monologue, I'm like, this is incredible. And she's not really saying anything of like great sort of substance, but like it was just sort of like great.
There's all little teasers and hints to their mates, isn't it? They've obviously got these code words they all look out for. I thought it was really cleverly done.
Yeah, I also thought what great bit of clever wordplay with a song using Diana Ross's upside down reference in the upside down. I was like, I love little things like that. It just brought a smile to my face. And actually just watching all 4 episodes, I had a smile on my face. I think the first episode is a lot of exploration.
Did a smile on your face when Mrs. Wheeler got attacked?
Well, not that bit. But I mean, in terms of just, I'm smiling because I'm just enjoying. I was literally like on that when we got to that sequence at the house, but also like you made me smile because you're referencing ABBA's Fernando, and it's like how that song fits into something terrible happening, and I still don't quite know how they managed to do it. Whoever does like the audio mixing and the sounds on Stranger Things is like next level in terms of, I don't know if you guys think the sound design of Stranger Things is.
I just like to see when Holly's singing I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany.
That's as well. Although I did laugh because every time I hear that song I do think of Ted. Like I can't get that out of my head, you know, when he's like been captured in the room and the guy that's kidnapped in his dance. I think we're alone now. I like watching it to me as if to say like, what are you on about? Have you not seen Ted?
The bear?
The bear, years ago. I don't remember it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is it Ted 2, isn't it?
I've not seen Ted 2.
No, it's in the original Ted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in the first Ted. There was just so many great moments. So like that sequence when the Demogorgon goes to Holly and attacks this way, I did think, is she actually going to die? I did seriously think, are they just going to kill all the dad off?
Well, there's a lot of theories with the dad still, isn't there? And
there is a lot of
theories even after this season.
Didn't I mention it I mentioned it in our prediction episode?
Yeah, you did.
I think he's still involved somehow.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's in a coma and they're not showing us. I'm like, nah.
Because people are saying like Vecna never turns up when he's there. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Scared.
I don't know.
Also for me, like in the
I'll get into that in a minute.
That's all right. I was to say that the other sequence, like in the hospital, when we got to hear running up the hill and you saw the monitor, that I think that was in episode 2, or it might have been 3, because we then see that again in episode 4. Because at that point, I thought Max was actually going to open her eyes for a moment, but then I was like, again, it's a bit too early for that to happen. But I'm glad that in episode 4, you then see that that was Max trying to escape.
Yeah,
I just thought that was quite a nice touch because it built you up and then it just stopped, and I was like, oh, okay, so Max isn't waking up at this point. And I think, and it's not a criticism at all. The only thing that I do find kind of baffling, but again, it's kind of more of just a bit far fetched. How Dustin survived that beating is mental.
Well, they weren't actually going to kill him. I don't.
No, I know
especially
they
in that way. Cool. That's how he died. I'd be fucking fuming.
But he got like, I generally feared, or I thought he was going to have to go like to hospital, or they were going to do something to place him in sort of not jeopardy, because I thought there's no way they're killing him, but like I just thought it was a really like brutal attack on him by like four people that are twice his size. And I was like, oh, it re-hurt when I saw that sequence. But the fact that he's able to then just ride on his bike with, you know, a few cuts and bruises and black eyes, I was like, well,
I don't know if he rode his bike. He wasn't seen riding it, was it? He was walking.
Oh, he was just holding it. But just to be able to get from there to where the guys were and sort of not be sort of checked out. I know that that's me being like not nitpicky, but I just was like, you know, I've seen sort of what's happened to the Wheeler pair and then Dustin. I generally thought Dustin was going to be out for like a small period of time. And again, in my notes, I put like, do the military have 8? So, and that was before the reveal. So it must have been playing around in my mind that they were playing with that.
Probably because I was in denial. I was like, it can't be here. Can't be here.
Yeah. And just like sort of generally, like I love the whole sort of, again, like we're unlocking his true potential. I do think that my favorite was episode 4, because once we started getting to sort of the whole battling, and that felt to me like, you know, prime Stranger Things, where you've got those big battle sequences, the Demogorgon was ripping into the army people, and I was kind of thinking, I kept saying to Chloe, oh, they're going to leave on a cliffhanger, they're going to leave in a really horrible cliffhanger, and I'm like, I'm not prepared for it. And generally I thought the whole pacing of the first 4 episodes were great, and as I said, each episode I felt had a different sort of style, and I really enjoyed that. Also, like little moments, sort of Will seeing Robin making out with her girlfriend, and there was that moment in the tunnel where I thought Will was going to say to Robin, "Oh, you know, confide in her and go, I've got feelings as well for somebody of the same sex." Like,
I think she already knows. Yeah, she already knows.
I know she knows, but I actually thought that I thought they were going to have like a heart time, and they probably will at some point in this season, because that's also something I didn't expect. Their friendship, like they've got a lot closer this season, and I really like that as well. So yeah, all in all, loved the season. Like, I've got no concerns at all. It's everything that I wanted, and I cannot wait. I won't be able to watch Boxing Day because Boxing Day's my day with Chloe, but like the day after, I'm back home, and that will be the only thing that I'll be doing on that Saturday. It's a shame because like you want to watch them, but at the same time you don't rush through it, because you're like, once I watch them, do you know what I mean? But it's one of those shows that like everyone at work is talking about. Like, it's rare that a Netflix show will capture like the hearts. I know there are other Netflix shows that are really popular, but like I was in the office and it felt like every patch of death people were talking about it.
Yeah, I think it is the most popular.
The only one that comes close to me is Squid Games that I can think of, especially that season one. Everyone was talking about Squid Games.
Yeah,
I feel like Squid Games though is more like a niche, like more of a unique audience. I feel like there's people at my work that would not watch Squid Game, but they're watching Stranger Things. I feel like it just appeals to a bigger audience.
Yeah, most likely. I also think I want to pick up at a point that I think you said, Andy, about the fact that every season has got progressively darker. Because I had to answer a question from my mother the other day when she was like, "Is Stranger Things like for kids?" Because like in Tesco's they've got loads of like kids pajamas, like kids literally like so much kid stuff. And I was like, well, it started as a show that like, you know, 12-year-olds could watch essentially, and then over the years it's got progressively darker and more mature.
The first season is still dark though. I feel like if you go watch it back, it is still quite dark for for kids. I don't know what the actual age rating on it is. Like
I checked. So
my
7
niece watched it and she was like, she's under 10 or was under 10 when she watched first season.
So I checked this. The first 7 episodes of Stranger Things season 1 are 12. The last episode got 15, and then season 2 kind of had like a few 12 rated ones. Once when Bob got killed, that pushed it to 15, and then season 3, 4, and 5 have all been 15 rated episodes. So it's kind of hovered between the two. But I said to my mother, well, you have to understand, it came out in 2016. So people that were 12 that watched it then are now in their 20s. So I think the show has reflected.
That's crazy when you say that.
I know, right? So like if you watched it when you were 12, you're watching now season 5 at 22, 23 maybe, which is mental. I know there will be newer like kids that would have jumped on it. And I imagine like if you're at school, it's that show that we had it back in the day, like everyone was talking about it. You might not be old enough to watch it, but if you don't watch it, you're then like an outcast to, it was like one, if you want to get in with the crowd. And I imagine probably Stranger Things has that sort of appeal to a wide range. But it's just captured, I think, everybody. Because I wasn't around at the time of when it kicked off. So was it always? Because our friend James said it was massive in 2016, but was it as big then as it is now? Because I feel like surely it can't.
It got big from like season 2 or 3, like max, like as big as it is now. Like,
so there was a moment sort of halfway through where it just exploded.
I think it's always season 1 would recommend it, wouldn't they? But I think season 2, all those people that watched it like later, but then watched it straight away, then more people like jump on. So I don't know. Yeah, it's never been as big as it is now, obviously, because that's just how it works. More and more people join.
Yeah, I think the issue with like TV shows, especially on Netflix and like other streaming platforms, is that you get a lot of shows where it's one season and it gets cancelled because either it doesn't get the viewership or whatever reason. Usually that's the main reason. So a lot of the time is if there's a new show, unless it's getting highly praised by a lot of people, I won't even bother watching it until I know it's being renewed for like another season. Otherwise, you think, I don't want to watch this. It ends on a cliffhanger. You really enjoy it, and then it's cancelled. It's like, what's the point of watching it?
Yeah. I also just double checked. It is 8 episodes this season, so there is 3, and then the last ever episode. And I just think finally, to wrap up my thoughts, it's kind of this first batch has confirmed to me that Stranger Things will be in my top 3 best TV shows of all time, and I think if they hit it, it probably will become number 1. I only have 3 because I thought about this more. I definitely lean more to movies than TV shows. I'm not opposed to watching TV shows, but I watch way more movies. But I think out of all the TV shows I have watched, Stranger Things is definitely pushing to become number 1.
I'm not going to ask what your other 2 are, because if I hear Celebrity Traitors and fucking Get Me Out of Here, I'm going to go mental.
It would actually be, it would be for me American Horror Story and Torchwood, if I had to pick top 3. Because Torchwood had a similar thing of like apart from season 4, which lets it down, the first 3 seasons, I mean, I watched up to like 50 times and it was just brilliant. And American Horror Story, because I've been a horror fan, and when that was at its peak, it was just incredible. But I feel like Stranger Things is going to eclipse both of those. And I also looked at all of the stuff that I've collected in the time that I've started getting Stranger Things, and I have a lot. Like I counted all my pops that I've got from Stranger Things, like my pint glass, I can't believe how much Stranger Things stuff I've got. And I was like, it's mad when you just pick up things over time. You don't realize how much you've got until it comes back, and then you take stock. You're like, wow, I really like the show, even though I already knew that. But I feel like this season has kind of eclipsed it even further, which I didn't think would be the case. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's great.
I think because it's been a few years, like just it starting again, it's like it brings back that memory. It's like I forgot how fucking we didn't forget how good it was because we knew how good it was, but just watching those first 4 episodes, like okay, you know what you're doing, like, and it does just give you that reminder, like this is a great fucking show. We all love it.
And I just also think for me, because I had to watch 1 to 4, like I had all of them there for me. So this is the first time that I'm watching it as it goes out. So you feel like you're part of, I kind of wish that I was there for 1, 2, and 3, because I feel like that experience, not that it would probably change too much, but I imagine people that have been there from the very start, that's it. This season must just hit like in so many ways. But I'm glad that I picked it up rather than not being a part of this experience. But yeah, it was brilliant.
I mean, we're 45 minutes in. I'll tell you my thoughts. I love it as well. Probably not quite as high as you two, and that's not to say that I don't like it. It's just there's something that's really bugging me with the plot which I'll get into in a minute.
Okay.
But episode 4 was fantastic. Other than that, Vecna I love it when an enemy feels unbeatable.
Yeah,
it's happened in a few shows. Like. One that always comes to mind is Arrow. Did you ever watch Arrow? When Deathstroke Crixus from Spartacus.
Yeah,
I remember that season with him, and I was just like, Arrow. I don't know how they're going to beat him, and that I just love that feeling. And when Vecna come out, and obviously in the last season, they beat him by putting him on fire and shooting him with a shotgun, essentially with Nancy. And the flamethrower guy comes out, and he just puts his hand there and puts the fire back. I was like, what the fuck do we do now? Because you can't put him on fire.
Yeah.
And he just looks bigger, more ugly, and just scarier. So I love all that shit.
He does.
In general, loved it. I liked the attack on the Wheelers. I thought it was a good, shocking moment.
Yeah, just going back to that bit actually with their house, I really liked it when they all went back. Not to their, I don't think it was their house, but where they set up all the traps and like the booby trap. That was, I thought that was a really cool scene to get the Demogorgon.
One thing I've seen a lot of people moaning about is how the Demogorgon was the big bad biggest enemy in season 1. And now they're like, now the mum is able to beat with a bottle of wine. I call bullshit on that, because in season 1 it's a brand new thing. No one's dealt with this before. They've dealt with Demogorgons for so long now. They've learned. I know. And that trap was so extensive. It wasn't like it was an easy thing to do. And it still got away. Like, I didn't kill it.
Do you know what I also remember when you speak about the Wheelers? There is also this theory, it came back in season 4, that what's mum's name again?
Let's call it Karen. Wheeler. Karen.
Right. Thank you. I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to say it and then it'd be wrong. There's this theory that Karen is Henry's sister in the Krill house. Like, there's that flashback in season 4, and people think that Karen is related to Henry.
I want to get onto this, because this is my problem with the show so far.
Okay.
So there's a bit where Max is talking about her thing, which, by the way, I don't know if I fully understand how Max is there. Because Holly's there because she is in the Upside Down. She's being fed all the shit. Like, she is there. Max is...
Yeah.
So I'm not quite fully understanding how Max is in that brain. Anyway, the... when she's going through the memories, and there's a bit where like they're in the school when Henry was in school, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what age they were, but I think the year was 1959, and I'm pretty sure in the last season they kind of said that Henry was taken away by Hawkins' lab at a very young age. How was he there and at the school? That's my first issue. Second issue is if Henry, that's his name, right? Henry?
Henry Krill.
Was at school with Joyce, Hopper, Karen, whatever, who are all these people. And then when, in the last season, they tell... sorry, my throat is still fucked. They tell... Well, do they? Because Joyce isn't there. She's in Russia, isn't she?
No, she's in Russia in season 4.
At some point, they must have found out. They must have told Joyce at some point that it's this guy called Henry Krill. Did no one say, "Oh, I know him"? No one has thought, "I know him. I went to school with this guy." Like,
would you remember? But would you remember?
Yes,
necessarily.
And I get that. I get your argument because it's 30 years. But if there was a kid in your school whose all his family had died and he went missing, you would remember.
Yeah,
you'd remember the name.
Yeah, you would. To be fair,
especially if he's been doing this play with you, he's part of this play. It's just not all adding up for me right now.
Has there been no acknowledgement to that then? Because obviously the play, in the play, it shows them in high school, like it shows all the characters together. So,
but he was taken by Papa, whatever his name was, Dr. Krenner.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything in the play that like connects the dots, but if there is, I still
so you mean
don't want to tell you.
Real life play?
The other thing to pick up your point regarding Max, is it because 11 brought her back because she was dead?
Yes. Why did she bring her back into Vecna's brain?
But maybe she brought her back, but then Vecna was then able to intervene and steal Max. So that's why she's in the coma, because she can't escape. I mean, I'm just paraphrase at this point, because the only thing is that the difference is that she died.
Yes.
But 11 did bring her back only to be in a coma, and now we realise that if she can escape the world that she's in, she will wake up. But there is also a point that Vecna blinded her and snapped her body into like 4 different pieces.
Yeah.
So I could argue with you that it is a little bit on the far-fetched side,
and
unless there's
if she had died inside, if she died in that moment, right, when she's up in the air, all that stuff happened. If she died then, and then 11 brought her back, you could argue she was still there. But she comes back when she's broken and blind. She talks to Lucas. She says, "I can't see anything. I can't feel anything. I can't see anything." So she's in the real world. So I just don't understand how she's gone back there. I just don't. I hope they might explain
because I do agree that my only thing is what I've just said is why I think that's where she is, or is Vecna using her differently?
The only thing is she's vulnerable because she is in a coma. Yeah. So is he just accessing her and keeping her locked? I don't understand. That's my point. I don't understand it. But my bigger issue, that's just something I don't understand. That could be explained. I'm hoping. But the whole him being in school with everyone, it just doesn't seem to connect for me.
Yeah. I feel like I need to look more into that to see if there has been any sort of them connecting the dots or not. But I can't, because from the actual play, the show, they obviously do all know Henry, and I can't remember which character it is. It might even be Joyce, who does like almost become friends with him, like the sort of person that looks out for him in the show. So yeah, it's interesting if they're throwing his name around and they're not like recognizing who it is.
This might be a really stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. In the actual show, is Joyce aware that Vecna is Henry? Because I feel like she has no idea.
But they know.
In the TV
all
show.
The kids know.
Yeah.
So why does she not know?
But I don't think. Why would they tell Joyce?
There's a bit in the barn where they go for all the names. They say one. They say Vecna. They say Henry. Do you know what I mean? Do you know that bit where they? And then he goes, "That's too many names." Joyce was there at that moment, so she knows that this guy's name is at least Henry. Maybe not Henry Krill, but there's a whole moment in the last season. I know Joyce was in Russia, so this does change things.
Unless they're going to do a thing in the next 3 episodes where Joyce will discover that Vecna is Henry Krill, but then what would she do with that information?
Well, there's nothing to do. I don't think. It's not like it's going to solve the equation.
Exactly. So maybe they just think that it's not I suppose the other thing is, was he at school? But then in the timeline, when did he actually get taken by Papa?
Unless I'm misunderstanding that, but I thought it was kind of shown that he was there like 11 at a young age. Maybe not as young as 11 because she was literally born there. But
I think he was like early, like 12 or 13, if I remember from the flashback, because obviously all of his like family get killed, and then he's then taken away at that point.
Yeah, but he's still in high school, whatever you want to call it, at an older age with all of them. But maybe I can't remember the play 100%, but it might be because he was number one that he approached things a bit differently, and I think he might have sort of played more into sort of helping Henry over sort of having him captured and sort of trying to get him to like reveal and sort of power up basically his abilities. Whereas I think in the play, the way it begins is he finds out about Henry, he's trying to help him, he's trying to do that from a point where you can still go to school and I'll protect you type thing. He hasn't got to a point where he's too dangerous to control type thing yet. So he hasn't taken him into the lab. So maybe that's like why he can be in 2 places at once.
But it also plays into the theory of that the reason why Karen hasn't been killed, if she is related to Henry, would Vecna say to the Demogorgon, "Stop her, but make sure that you don't kill her"? I mean, maybe not.
The way that she got attacked, I don't think that was holding back, to be honest. I wasn't sure if she was dead or alive, but
no, neither did I. But I always think because that poster for last season, Karen's face, and behind it is the Krill house. So people were like looking at that and going, "Is there a connection there?" It could just be like a random coincidence, and that Henry's sister, who has never been found, just is dead. But I still have that hunch that it wouldn't surprise me if that then is a plot reveal that Karen is the long sister for Henry, because in timeline wise it would add up perfectly.
And it would explain, well, it wouldn't really, but kind of explain why I went for Holly, but why not go for Mike? And then he also went for Nancy last season, so I don't know. But anyway, we need to wrap up.
He also
go on?
Sorry, yeah, I was did he also go for Holly over than Mike because Holly's more vulnerable than Mike? Because he said that he goes for.
But why not go for Mike? He thinks are weak. Season 1.
Yeah,
I don't know.
True. Yeah. Weird.
I did ask in Discord for comments on Volume 1. I asked people to send it to me personally to avoid spoilers. Jack wrote in, this is long, so bear with me. He really enjoyed the first part of the new series. Loved that they're bringing different characters to the forefront instead of the regular crew. The switch up in Vecna's plan was very unexpected, and I love the Mr. What's-It plot they're taking.
Yep.
Callie returning was a partial surprise. I didn't think they'd have Vecna locked up, and all of Brenna's kids are dead apart from Vecna, Callie, and 11. Which, yes, I think that's correct. Yes, that makes a good point.
Yeah.
So it's either new person or her. Still, it's cool to have her back. I don't know about that. And interested into how her powers will be used. The use of Will's connection to the Upside Down has needed a ramp up, and I'm enjoying the Gears 5 Kate vibes we're getting from him with his visions, which is a good point. Ending was excellent. Vecna's power up from the last season, and his design tweaks have made him an even scarier enemy. And with 2 new powerful weapons on our hero side, it looks like it'll be an epic finale. He then said, like separately about an hour later, said, it always annoys me about the series that the creators said they want each season to feel like a standalone movie. I think the series really misses out by doing this. The ending of season 4 with Hawkins rupturing was so good, but it would have been nice to see the army patrol in and quarantine the area, and just everything we miss from the time skips. Okay, I see you. Another thing that annoys me is I don't expect the Russians to pop up again, and that plot line was only there for a spin-off series to be made. I kind of feel like the Russian stuff was done though, right?
That plot strand is now done.
But thank you for writing in, Jack. Bigsy wrote in, I really enjoyed it. I thought episode 2 and 4 were the best for obvious reasons. The Wheeler house being attacked and the army base fight scene leading to the ending. I like how every character was involved. We kind of said that, and had their role to play. When I see how different Max looked in the cave scene with Holly, it pissed me off that the live action Horizon Zero Dawn got cancelled, as she was rumoured to play her, as in Aloy. And I think she would have been perfect.
Oh, she'd be great as Aloy. She would have been
amazing.
She would have been amazing at Aloy, definitely.
When I saw
she's meant to be in the new Spider-Man film, isn't she?
She is in it.
Yeah.
And the Avengers. When I saw who was behind the secret door, it made me laugh because I thought, well, she was going to be pissed who it is, but at least it's only her and not the city group. Touchwood will finally becoming a badass. One more question. Oh, thank you, Bixie, for writing in. One question before we go. What do we think is up with the cave? Why is Vecna scared of it? I have a feeling it might have something to do with the play that they were sending leaflets around about. Maybe something embarrassing happened, or because it's in his mind, isn't it? This whole place is in his mind.
Yeah,
so it's not like it's wild. It's not like it's another being in the Upside Down. To me, it's going to be a memory, something that he is scared of for some reason.
Yeah, it's tricky. I don't know. If it is a memory, then obviously he's avoiding going there because it's going to make him weaker. He doesn't want to relive whatever that memory is.
I'm literally just going by something that's just literally just popped into my head. Could it be that before he was taken, did he escape to that cave and was then captured? Even though I believe we've seen the flashback that he's captured from the house, but was there something that happened that then brought him to Hawkins' lab?
Yeah,
potentially.
100% we're going to find out. But there's no way we're not going to find this fact out.
Strange things do this where you think that you're aware of what's happening, and then they do another flashback. They're like, well, if we just reverse it back a little bit more, if you turn the camera to the right, this actually happened. And you're like, oh. The only other thing could be that, as you rightly said, something happened that made him feel embarrassed. Someone tried to attack him, hurt him in that cave. and that's why that's Max's sanctuary.
But why can't he change it though? Because it's his like
It's
mind.
his brain, yeah.
Why can't he just remove it?
If you can't, I don't know. Memories, you can't just remove it. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Unless
always there in the back
could
of
it
his
be
mind.
like a metaphor for like trauma? If something really traumatic happens to you, no matter how much you try to suppress it or forget about that memory, you're then not able to. Could it be something along those lines?
Also, from that sort of clip, it's almost as if Vecna doesn't want Max to be there either. So why is Max trying to escape when she can potentially use that against him?
So you're saying that Vecna's trying to get her out? We don't know that.
Well, I don't feel like Vecna, because obviously
Vecna
he's
didn't
worried
seem
that she's
aware that
there.
she was there until she shouted. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean?
When she shouted for Lucas when she was so close, then he turns up. It's almost like he didn't know she was in this space.
Yeah, because he did look quite surprised when he sees Max there.
He knows Max is in there, obviously, because he tells Holly not to go into the woods.
And he does now, but I mean, the first, like when she was trying to first escape, he wasn't aware that she was there.
No, yeah, but I mean, like, but he obviously knows that she's there now, and like he like the fact he didn't potentially know before that she was in there. He doesn't essentially like she's saying she's in a prison world, but Vecna hasn't actually, or Henry hasn't actually trapped her there on purpose. It seems to me, because he's then given Holly, trying to make sure Holly doesn't go into woods to get taken away from Max, because that's obviously a dent into his plan. So just there could be more. There could be a lot more there, obviously, especially with the cave. But yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it goes. I look back at the trailer, and there's still a lot of scenes from the trailer that have not been shown.
Okay.
A lot that concern me.
Because I remember you guys saying something about Max getting taken away from the hospital, and I was like,
bit is the one that hasn't happened
so
for sure.
Like, oh, yeah, okay.
That is to come. I think just also to finish off that what I love about this next batch is things are going to ratchet up, and you just know that episode 7 is going to leave on such. I know we only have to wait a week, so it's not as long. This is the longest gap between when they add new ones, but like I remember, like last year, season 4, episode 7 was just so unbelievably good. But I was like, there's no way. Like in Invincible, how are they going to top this? I think if you get your penultimate episode like bang on, it then makes the finale like even better. And they did that with season 4, so I feel like they're going to do that for season 5 again. Like it's going to be mad.
I think we get our first death in episode 7 off a major character.
What, big death?
Yeah, I think it will end
no one's
potentially
died.
on a death.
Technically, no one's died. Yeah,
exactly.
We don't know about the Wheeler's dad, but he's not dead.
They could even end it as in you don't know if they're dead or not going into the final episode.
Yeah, potentially. It's interesting.
We will. Well, currently there's no plans to do a review episode for Volume 2, just because of when it is around Christmas. But we are going to be doing a full review of Season 5 finale plus Volume 2 the weekend after it comes out. So it comes out on the 1st. We're going to record it on the 4th, I think. This is Sunday.
Yeah, that's
right. And then it'll be out on the Monday. So Monday the 5th, you'll see our full review of Stranger Things Season 5. So look forward to that. Until then, thank you for hanging out with us tonight on the Late Night Movie Podcast. Sorry, God. Let us know your thoughts on Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 1. Do you agree with our ratings? We haven't rated it. That's just a comment I've already had in there. Do you agree with our thoughts? Drop your thoughts in the comments or tag us on socials at The Late Night Pods. We'd love to hear them. You can also join our Discord using the link in the podcast description, so you can get your thoughts in before the episodes like Big Z and Jack did. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you're listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss next week's episode. Speaking of which, next time we are reviewing Zootopia 2, and I wrote Roofman, but that's wrong, it's Running Man. Similar names. So don't miss that one. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight and bearing in my voice. I've been your host, Welchy, and my co-hosts have been Andy.
Yeah, thank you as always, guys. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, can't wait to see what you guys thought about Stranger Things and where it goes.
And Stephen.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always. And yeah, we're approaching the end of Stranger Things 5, and I just can't wait for the next batch.
Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next time.